Well, folks, it's been a while since I've posted a video, so welcome back to those that are regular viewers. Today, I'm going to be talking about why I think it's a great idea to invest in small town Ontario. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Cory McArthur. I'm a top producing realtor here in London, Ontario. Hello, this is Cory. Today I'm out front of my house, which happens to be in small town just outside of London, so I thought it would be an appropriate spot to talk about investing in small town Ontario. First, I have a small disclaimer. As much as I think investing in small town Ontario is a wonderful idea, it doesn't mean that investing in big city Ontario is a bad idea. It's just different. Here's the first reason I think investing in small town Ontario is a good idea. And it's really simple. It's just that your dollars go further. Your purchasing power is more. So for example, you take the exact same two houses and you put one of them in the big city and one of them in the small town. You're just going to be able to purchase that home in the smaller town for less money. So your dollars go further. And I know some of you are going to say, yeah, but Cory, a big part of the value of that property is its location. And you're right, it is, and I'll come back to that. The second point that I think is worth making is that your rent actually isn't that different between big city Ontario and small town Ontario. In fact, they can be only marginally less than what you would get in the big city. So if you're keeping track, you've now bought a property for less money, but you're generating the same amount of income. So your dollars are doing more for you. Remember when I said I was going to circle back to location? Well, here we are. I think it's important to pay attention to where you're going to invest. And investing in small town Ontario is good, but it can't be too small. Or perhaps I should say, it can't be too far away from the big city. You don't want to buy out in the middle of nowhere. In fact, when we bought our first rental property, it was just outside of London. And we reaped the benefits of paying a lower price, but collecting similar rents to inside of the city. However, over the course of us owning that property, the path of progress has come out to us. People have begun to move into that small town more and more, and it's disproportionately pushed the value of our property up compared to the big city. So all of this has allowed us to take that first property and springboard us into more investment properties, more in small towns, more in big cities as well. All right, so here's my last point, and I think it's an important one, although it may not be quantifiable by any specific metric, and it's regulation. The reality is the properties that we have in London just have a lot more regulation around them. The City of London makes us jump through a lot more hoops in order to comply, whether it's registering your property with the City of London through paying a licensing fee, or they demand that you have the fire department come through. You don't see a lot of that in smaller town Ontario. In fact, they're just happy that you're providing housing for people that are looking. There's not a lot of rental properties in small town Ontario, so the municipalities are generally very happy to see you providing it and will leave you alone for the most part unless you're doing something specifically egregious. So one last disclaimer before we wrap up, and that is do your homework. Do the homework on the economics surrounding the town that you're looking to invest in. Is it an actual good spot to invest in? Don't buy out in the middle of nowhere where the path of development's never going to reach there, or it's going to take forever and ever for it to reach there. So do that homework, and if you don't know what that looks like, leave a comment down below and I'd be happy to explain that a little bit more. So if you do your homework, you get the fundamentals right, then you're going to reap the benefits of disproportionate cash flow and disproportionate appreciation on that property that you've purchased. So if you're considering jumping into the investment game, or you're looking for your next investment property, then I hope you'll consider small town Ontario. Not only is it a market that is drastically underserved, and you'll be serving that need, but it's also a great investment, which is a win-win for everybody. And I love when that can happen. So that's it for me. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.